Hey gang, it's JC and this is your Daily Dose for Friday, April 23rd, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active, doing web technology and innovation in beautiful downtown Brentwood. If you'd like to see some of our previous episodes, they're available for you. Just hit the menu bar at the top of the page, click on JC's Daily Dose, and don't forget we are expanding this site very, very soon. Well, the big story is the NFL draft, and last night, did you hear what happened? The Rams were going to pick Sam Bradford, and they called him to tell him that he was the first pick, and he forgot to charge his cell phone. So the Rams called, the thing went to voicemail, and according to the NFL rules, they had to give up the pick. All right, I almost got that out without laughing. All right, the other big story today is the investigation at the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. Now, they've been under fire for not keeping an eye on Wall Street, and you know what happened there. Nobody was watching the store, and you know what happened. So what were they doing at the SEC instead of watching Wall Street? Well, apparently, according to the results of a new investigation, they were surfing the web for porn. As a matter of fact, one employee they found had accessed porn sites 600 times in one day. Now, let me tell you something. Guys think about sex a lot. 600 times a day, that might be a little bit much. So anyhow, 600 times a day and tons of downloads, too, off all these porn sites. Meanwhile, the banks are going wild. And everybody says, well, go to the SEC, find this guy, and fire him. And you know what? They can't. You know why? Because it's a chick. It's not a guy. It was a woman. Man, some days it pays to get out of bed and look at the news, huh? By the way, if you haven't seen Dick Gephardt in a long time, and again, one of the most famous politicians to come out of this entire region, and ran for president a couple of times and then retired from Congress and then just vanished out of thin air, you know. Well, guess what? They just announced he's the new lobbyist for Goldman Sachs. And so it goes. All right. You watch a lot of TV, you listen to a lot of radio, you get a lot of commercials. That's the way it is these days. And some commercials are so bad, they're actually sort of entertaining. You know, they're not even trying to be good. Your Uncle Leonard's and your Steve Miserani's come to mind. But then some commercials are just bad, but they think they're doing a good job. I'll give you an example. And they might be very nice people at the Missouri Coin Company, just west of 270 on Manchester. But their commercials say, you know, when you want to cash in your gold fillings or rings or all that stuff that people are doing these days, it says, commercial says, whom do you call? Whom do you trust? And it's obviously an attempt to appeal to the sophisticated audience. There's only one problem. That's incorrect grammar. You use whom when it's the object of the preposition, but why do I need to get into that right now? But you're defeating the entire purpose. It was like the commercial that was on radio a couple of years back, and I complained, and they finally pulled it. It was a commercial for Fontbonne, and the announcer kept saying the word academia, like macadamia nuts. There's only one problem. It's academia. So nothing works better than trying to get kids to come to your college and then mispronounce the word, you know, that describes what you are. All right, let's shift to entertainment here. Not that none of that wasn't entertaining. Kelsey Grammer, your Frasier guy there. He says today it's harder to survive in Hollywood as a Republican than it is as a drug addict. Well, he would know, wouldn't he? All right, well, Kate Hudson. Did the story earlier this week. Kate Hudson with a boob job. Very, very clear that she's packing a little extra sweater meat these days. Well, guess what? This morning, there's a picture of Kate Hudson walking along, and she's got a little belly on her. So guess what? Might not have been a boob job after all. She might be preggers. We will watch that one. All right, I told you a couple of weeks ago that Tiger Woods' marriage is over. That's done. If you still have any illusions that Elon is coming back to him, forget it. It's over. And maybe one of the other ways we can tell is that he's now been out with Michael Jordan. Uh-oh. That's really how he got into trouble in the first place, according to the story. He's hanging out with Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. You know, at our house, when somebody says, bring out the hose, that means we're going to do some garden work or I'm going to wash the car, okay? When you say around Tiger, bring out the hose, it means something completely different. All right, another big story today, 7-Eleven coming out with their own brand of beer. It's 5.5% alcohol. It's called Game Day. So guys, if you have a big wedding anniversary coming up and you really want to impress your wife, yeah, Congratulations to the St. Louis Kickball League that has been kicked out of Tower Grove Park. Accusations of public nudity, public urination, and driving on the field. Hey, don't try to cut into the NBA's territory. Who do you think you are? All right, speaking of TV spots, saw one last night for The Backup Plan. This is the new movie with Jennifer Lopez. And the commercial says, critics are falling for it. Also says, it's so funny it hurts. So I went back on the DVR and I looked, and it turns out that critics weren't falling for it. Critic was falling for it, and a famous critic from the famous website zaptoit.com. That's who they were referring to. The system is so crooked. And by the way, if you look on the internet and the respected critics, it's getting like 1.5 stars out of 4, 2 out of 5, that sort of stuff for the new J-Lo movie. All right, Saturday Night Live being hosted by Gabby Sidibe, the woman from the movie Precious. I'm just guessing that the crews at NBC are spending the day putting in extra stage supports over at 30 Rock. Hey, The Real Dr. Death will be on with Bill Maher tonight on HBO, but then Al Pacino playing Dr. Jack Kevorkian on HBO on Sunday night. He turns 70 years old on Sunday, and I cannot wait to see this movie. Looks like something to watch for. Congratulations and happy birthday to Joe Buck. Our buddy turns 41 today. Don't forget now, prior to the big game tonight, you got a great game with Jaime Garcia against Tim Lincecum out on the coast tonight, Cardinals and the Giants. But prior to that, at 8 o'clock on Fox Sports Midwest, it's going to be that half-hour special we've been telling you about. The Mets or Pond Scum will be featured as part of the presentation tonight. They interviewed me for the whole thing. It's a half-hour special about the big rivalry that existed between the Cardinals and Mets, primarily in the mid-1980s. Darryl Strawberry against Jack Clark. Fabulous stuff. FSN tonight. Make sure you get a chance to watch that. JC's Eye Candy today. Do you have a bored cat? Watch the video and maybe you won't anymore. All right, we'll be back on Monday with Esquire Magazine has done a comprehensive survey of American women, and we're going to have all the results for you. By the way, how many dates before you guys give it up? Really, that's all? All right, that's JC's Daily Dose for Friday, April 23rd, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in Brentwood. In the meantime, have a great weekend. We've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.